What is marriage? So marriage is not the goal. Marriage can never be the goal. Men are not the prize. Why are you stressing yourself for a man? For what? Women, stand up for yourself. Women, you are the prize. You are the chosen one. You guys are really taking this no grief for anybody thing serious this year. So because the man is poor, she should allow them to snatch her husband. And welcome back to the channel. Ewoma here, how una day. So very quickly, let us jump into our agenda for today. The topic we're discussing today is the Momizi issue, the popular Momizi issue that has been making wave on social media and on the internet. We want to discuss it today. So this issue came out, I think, was it not last year at this point? But the way it has dragged on and on, every day I see different opinions. Some people are for Momizi and some people are against Momizi, almost like it's a debate. That is the funny thing about social media. When something comes online, you can no longer control the narrative. People just run with it and say whatever they like. So very quickly, let us backtrack a little bit for those that may not really understand what is going on. So this issue actually started on Twitter. So the person said, there's a lady that wakes up at 5 a.m. to make her husband lunch for work. And then Mommy Z went and replied. And she said, I've always been too lazy to wake up and get his lunch ready. But the day he told me a colleague brought 2 spoons, so he'll eat with her, was the day I set my alarm for 4:50. And then somebody else said, I love you, I beg. Before they will use food to collect your husband. Then she replied, husband when I just married. Honestly speaking, from this tweet, the thing that came to my mind right off the bat was that this was a sarcastic tweet. I don't think it was anything too serious. I think it was just one of those conversations online that, you know, people just start to just talk about it. Secondly, she did not mention anywhere that she was forced to do this, like she was forced to wake up and prepare lunch for her husband, okay? She did not mention anywhere that her husband asked her to prepare lunch for him or her husband asked her to wake up, and nothing of that. So she just mentioned that she was too lazy. That means that if she wasn't feeling lazy, she probably would have been waking up early to prepare lunch for her husband, you know, to take to work, that kind of thing. But anyway, moving on. A lot of people seem to be of the opinion that, you know, this is slavery mentality. It is wrong for her to do this simply because she doesn't want her husband to be snatched because of food. And, you know, people raised concern over the fact that, you know, what business does a female colleague have bringing 2 spoons to give to another person's husband to join you to eat? Like, doesn't make any sense. You know, people even went as far as questioning what the relationship between her husband and this female colleague of his was that would give her the audacity to come with 2 spoons. And then the man is not even shameless. He went ahead to come and tell his wife about it. What rubbish. And then the woman said, you're not serious. So because they want to use food and snatch your husband, you're not running about waking up by 4:50, a pregnant woman like you. For what? Funny enough, in my head, I was just like, they could have just been gisting. It could have just been one of those times where, you know, husband comes up from work and he's just gisting his wife, you know, the crazy thing that happened at work. You know, I actually understand people's opinion. Even the people that were supporting her, they see her as, you know, wife material. And that's the funny thing. People always believe that is when women are suffering, okay, if I'm permitted to use that word, that is when they are being good wives. When the woman is slaving, when the woman is, you know, doing this, when the woman is sweating, doing that, that is when she's called a good wife, if that makes any sense. So I understand why people were forced to, you know, give her gifts, and because they're like, for you to wake up at 4:50, you know, forgetting that a lot of women already wake up by that time to prepare lunch for their husbands. Some wake up earlier than that to prepare their children for school, lunch for their husbands, no help, no nannies, no nothing like that. So I understand that for Nigerians especially, when a woman is doing all those things, she's a virtuous woman and so she should be appreciated, right? So I actually also understand, you know, the minds of the other people that feel like, you know, she's suffering for an unjust reason simply because you don't want your husband to be snatched with food. What is just food that they can snatch your husband with? What rubbish. So I also understand those people, okay? I get it. It's somehow, I mean, you know, it's a different thing for you to do something just because you want to do it for your spouse. It's a different thing to be doing it because you don't want them to snatch him. But to that I say, to each their own. Honestly speaking, if she wasn't doing this so that the husband will not be snatched, I would have said, this is just act of service. I mean, if you cannot make a sacrifice or you cannot do that kind of thing for your spouse, I mean, who will you do it for? Okay, just the way men are expected to go the extra mile, to make their spouses happy. I believe women should also reciprocate once in a while. And if that is a little way she can show her husband that, okay, I have you in my mind, I feel lazy to do this thing, but I'm going to do it for you, it would have made a whole lot of sense. But guys, I just realized something else. People are not angry that Mommy Z woke up around 4:30 to make lunch for her husband simply because she did not want him to be snatched. Okay, people are angry because the man is poor, and I'm going to prove it to you. Okay, I came across the post on Instagram, and under that post I saw a lot of comments of people saying stuff like somebody finally said it, and all these comments had lots and lots and lots of likes. That means a lot of people actually agree with this person. So let me just read quickly. The person said, so this is the newly furnished face me I plank you of the pregnant woman cooking by 4 a.m. so they will not use jollof rice to snatch her husband. She used the money patriarchy kings donated to buy mattress, a brand new fridge, microwave, food processor, and blender. This is the husband she's worried he'll snatch with jollof. And he wasn't worried he'll snatch her with a mocha foam or with a room that has rug or with common cold water. Women are so embarrassing. The two of you, who's supposed to be insecure? It still boils down to the fact that women know they rate themselves. The mere fact that you married a poor broke man who goes around eating anything he's offered by random women, and he has the guts to tell you it's not enough. You still rewarded the bad behavior by waking up by 4 to cook with a pregnant stomach for someone on a bad sunken mattress. They cover a lot of the words, but I'll also post it on the screen for you to read as well. I don't blame some feminists who find topics like this too pedestrian to talk about because they believe these issues we argue on the net are sponsored by poverty. And this person went on to post, the room of Mommy Z, their mattress, and stuff like that, because the pictures actually went viral. So in the picture here, you could see their old mattress and the new mattress she bought, but that's besides the point. So like I said, a lot of people are actually angry that Mommy Z is doing what she did for her husband because the man is broke. And it makes me to ask a certain question. So you mean if the man was rich, it wouldn't have been an issue? Because this person was literally broke shaming them at this point. That is exactly what it is. So if this man was rich, will you say, why will you wake up by 4:30 so that they do not snatch your husband? Me, I strongly believe that if the man was rich, people would be saying, yes, so no grief for anybody. No grief. No grief, may they not snatch your husband. If the man was rich. So because the man is poor, she should allow them to snatch her husband. But anyway, jokes aside, I honestly feel like like don't brook shame anybody. I'm sure she has her reasons for doing what she did. It could even be that the husband just gisted her this thing and she just felt like, let me just cook for him. Like I said, I don't see the big deal in this, honestly. I just feel like it was just couples gisting. If honestly that man was actually eating his colleague's food, I don't even think he would have mentioned this to his wife in the first place, because he knows it will not go down well with her. I don't think he would have mentioned it at all in the first place. So I'm sure he just mentioned it like, this is my colleague, and just offered me another spoon. And maybe on her own she felt like, let me just do this thing for this man. I don't see the big deal there, honestly, but I understand why it looks like, why should she? After all, the man is poor. If the man was rich, that wouldn't have been an issue at all. If the man was like Ned Nwoko, that wouldn't have been an issue. Come on, okay? Let me give you guys an example. Just like this Davido and Choma, for example. You see right now, Choma is called a virtuous woman. A woman that stood by her man through thick and thin. She didn't just let other women come and snatch and blah, blah, blah. My question is, if Davido was not Davido, will she be upheld like that? Will she be celebrated like that? Just yesterday, I came across a video. I'm sure that's the next thing I'll talk about. A woman came out to say during an interview that when she met her husband, he had 78 girlfriends. And she stayed. And when the person was asking her, how were you able to stay? She said because she believed she was an assignment in the man's life. I'm like, huh? Hey, like you guys are really taking this no grief for anybody thing serious this year. What do you mean by you were sent as an assignment in the man's life? My question is, if this man was broke or poor, will you have stayed even if he had a side chick? Will you have seen yourself as an assignment in his life? Please, in the comment section, I want to know your opinion. I know you already typed on Instablog and on Facebook and on TikTok, but I really want to know your opinion. What do you think about this issue? Personally, I don't see the big deal there. If somebody decides that, I want to wake up and cook so that they will not snatch my husband with food, that is the person's business. It's the same way women are buying kayamata and going to buy padlock and are going to rub cream and are going to do different things. Many of these married women even say to their own mouth that, yes, I want to upgrade for my husband before one girl will come collect am. If your argument is that, women, stand up for yourself, look up to yourself, take care of yourself, not because of any man, that is a different case. But the moment the man is poor, it becomes a special case. It becomes a special thing. It becomes something different. That is what I have a problem with, actually. So just so it's not look like I'm just the one talking, maybe I'm the only one thinking in this direction, I'm not thinking like other people. Let's just read a few comments, okay? So this person said, why do you like projecting our nonsense on other people? She never said her husband ate with someone else. She said his colleague offered him food, and she asked his wife didn't like the idea of him having lunch with a stranger, so she got up earlier to cook as they didn't have a refrigerator. It's not a crime to marry someone that is just starting out in life, which I already said before. Like I said, I just feel like that thing was just gist. Honey, do you know what happened today? My colleague brought extra spoon for me. You get that kind of thing, and she's like, before they bring this move for this man, I beg. It could be that he's actually hungry. To me, it's just an act of service. I think people are angry because, she doesn't want them to snatch the husband. It's not a crime, okay? I know that we're in the time and age where marriage is not the goal. Marriage is not an achievement. Men are not the prize. Men are not important. Men are not this and men are not that. It is almost like the new what will I call it now? It's almost like there's this new movement where there's this great dislike for opposite genders. You see topics come on and you see that, these men are so angry at women, they dislike them so much, and you see other issues come up and it's like the women are so angry at the men and they dislike them a whole lot. And I'm like, wait, I thought we're supposed to work hand in hand like men and women. What is going on here? But that is simply what it is, okay? Take advice online at your own risk. Everybody right now is a content creator. I am a content creator. You are a content creator. He is a content creator. She is a content creator, and they will all come out and say their different opinions, okay? Just filter the one that will work for you and go your way. It doesn't mean that because Mommy Z now is waking up by 4:30 to make lunch for her husband, it doesn't mean that you wake up for your own. That's why I just feel like the best is to marry a kind person, a considerate person, not someone that'll take this your lunch, dump, because I saw a comment like that somewhere where the person was like, she worked for someone that the wife packs lunch for her husband, he dumps the lunch and he goes out to eat with other people. That husband should just simply tell his wife, please don't stress yourself, no need for you to stress yourself doing all these things, I'm okay with going out to getting this lunch. So just marry someone that is kind, that will be considerate of you. Because let us even flip the situation. Mommy Z could even wake up by 4:30, pack lunch for her husband. He will go to work and go and still eat the colleague's food. Or he will go to work and share the food with his colleague. And that is what the wife is trying to avoid, right? But it can happen. Said, oh dear Lord. So because a man is poor, he's undeserving of love. Where did she even say he ate the food? He said the co-worker offered it to him. It could have been something he found ridiculous and he probably just said about it. Why is this person so bitter? Who hurt you? I pray you find peace so you can finally understand that life is bigger than all this. So you see what I was saying? Like, it could have just been something ridiculous. Like, honey, can you imagine what happened? If you have husbands that work in some organizations, you hear some very funny stories from time to time. Some very, very funny stories from time to time. So another very important thing to note is that before someone decides that they want to go the extra mile to prevent their spouses from being snatched, because I know other people come and say nobody can be snatched. Any man that can be snatched is an animal. Nobody can be snatched. A man that wants to stay will stay. A man that wants to go will go. But if you understand what I mean, before anybody will come out and decide to want to go the extra mile for their spouses, okay, their spouses are really special to them. Their spouses are doing something for them that is shaking their leg. Mom's husband could be a very, very good husband to her. And for her, that is just a sacrifice. Someone said, I'm a class A feminist, but you see this thing, total BS. She married a poor man, why love? She moved into a barely furnished apartment with him, why love? She wakes up 4 a.m. to cook for him, why love? She wants to preserve her marriage to a broke man, why love? Believe me, this woman is most likely happier than a lot of people who married rich men, because love is the greatest gift of all. I feel a type of way about this comment. I agree and I disagree, okay? There are still some very poor men that treat their wives like trash. If you think I'm lying, go to Facebook. See, Facebook is a different community of its own. The kind of stories I read there, I'm like, wait, all these things are happening where? Nigeria? Like right now? What is going on? You read different stories of men that their wives are practically the ones taking care of them and they treat them like trash. Okay, there are also rich men that treat their wives very. I think the most important thing to note here is that she made her choice. Whether you marry a rich person, a poor person, a growing person, whatever, the most important thing here is that you made your choice. So make sure that whatever you're doing for your spouse, you're doing it with joy, you're happy doing it. Be it waking up early, being just whatever you're doing for them, because that is the only way to make any sense. You find joy in it, you are happy doing it. That is the only way to make any sense. The moment you're doing it because you just have to, it has lost meaning. Guys, okay? Let us conclude with this comment, okay? Let us conclude this issue with this comment. Someone said, finally, someone is saying it. Y'all don't see anything wrong with a heavily pregnant woman go to make breakfast at odd hours because she's trying to preserve marriage law. Y'all don't like your wives. You see them as people you just want to forget. And someone replied, the person saying, when you get married and pregnant, don't cook for your family. If you have kids, make sure you eat out on a daily. Now, Jesus, you won't born. Yeah. Honestly, people take social media too seriously. I can just imagine Mommy and her husband in their house right now, in their new house right now, eating chicken and laughing at all of us online that, you know, are dragging ourselves back and forth, insulting each other online over their issue. But the truth of the matter is, like this person said, why is nobody saying how wrong it is for this woman to wake up early just to preserve her marriage? What is marriage? So marriage is not the goal. Marriage can never be the goal. Men are not the prize. Why are you stressing yourself for a man? For what? Women, stand up for yourself. Women, you are the prize. You are the chosen one. But let's be very realistic. Let us leave social media and come to reality now. As a wife, you will not cook for your husband because you're pregnant. I get it. You can hire nannies. What if you can't afford it? What of those that cannot afford it? Will they not cook for their husbands? See, and that's why I said it's important to marry a kind person. A kind husband, for example, can say, honey, instead of you to wake up and make my breakfast or lunch, I will wake up, make your own breakfast, make your own lunch, serve the children, bathe them, take them to school. That is what marrying a kind person can do. Because whether you agree or not, it is part of your duties to cook for your husband. It is part of your duties to cook for your family. Take care of them in as much as you like it or you don't like. In fact, people are not even giving Daddy Z enough credit, because this woman never mentioned anywhere that the man was even pressuring her or the man has been stressing her. Let me tell you something about women. No woman in this modern age will do something for a bad husband and come and boast of it online. Not anywhere. She will only come and boast of it online if the man is a good man. So we don't know the dynamics of their relationship. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors in their home. All we know is that she woke up around 4:30 to cook for her husband so they will not snatch him with jollof rice. And that is our problem. Are we the husband? No. Are you the colleague? No. What is our own issue inside? That's why I said to each his own. Okay, do whatever works for you. All I can say is that if you value your marriage, do whatever you can do to keep it. Yes, a man that wants to stay will stay. A woman that wants to stay will stay. Anybody that wants to go will go. But play your own role and do it with joy and gladness, okay? Don't listen to us online. We say what we like to say. So that is my opinion. Please feel free to share your own opinion online with me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it entertaining, educative, enlightening. If you did, please indicate in the comment section. Also, feel free to send me a DM if there's any topic you feel like I should talk about. Okay, I'm going to leave my email in the description box, or you can DM me on Instagram. My username is always somewhere here on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.